Hey, Brandon here. Have you ever felt like life is a little hectic and you just can't seem to figure out a way to both keep your life on track and play games? Because they're equally important, naturally. You gotta have them at game time. Maybe I'm all alone here and you just want to hear about someone else's struggles. Okay, fair enough, I guess. But if you're not just here to take pleasure in my pain, thank you. Then maybe I can help you take the first step on a better path for you. A path that prevents you from destroying your life by letting games consume you. In a sense, this is a summary of my journey as someone who loves games trying to bring balance to his life. I hope it helps. And if you find that you struggle with any of this, know that you're not alone. For me, it all comes down to one word: habits. If you've ever dipped your toes into self-development and productivity content, whether it be books or YouTube or whatever else, then you know this word. This is practically the king of words in these spaces. Want a promotion at work? Habits. Want your dog to stop peeing in your shoes? Habits. Just want to be loved? Habits. The king of words, I'm telling you. Dude, I just want to play games. How on earth do we end up talking about habits?
King of words.
In all seriousness, it's all connected to habits. Habits aren't the absolute center of this metaphorical universe, but they're pretty close to it. And we're going to swing back around to them once we've touched on the core of the matter. It's time to take a good hard look at ourselves. Oh yes, we're diving deep. What actually matters to you? What brings you satisfaction, fulfillment in life? Where are you headed, and why? When you know what matters to you, choosing what you allow into your life and what you don't gets a lot easier. Anything that doesn't move you in the direction of the person you want to be? Saying no isn't so hard when you know why you have to say no. As you say no to the things that don't matter, you increase the number of opportunities you have to say yes to the things that do. And games can be one of the things that matter to you. They matter to me. I've been playing them my entire life, and I can't imagine my life without them. Extreme cases aside, if you found yourself at a point in your life where you're dying to play games, but you keep finding yourself with no time for them, then forgive me for saying this, but you're probably at a point where you could benefit from a nice sprinkling of productivity. Tastes like motivational speeches? Where am I going with this? The easy answer here is to grab yourself a copy of Atomic Habits by James Clear. I did not even have to look up the author's name when writing this script. That's how often this book comes up. But I'm not here to do a book review or anything like that. We can talk about books another day. When you looked deep inside yourself, what did you find? What matters to you? Write it down. That's the foundation. What actions help move you toward the person you want to become? Those are your habits. I did this too. I kept it ridiculously simple and easy, and I'll explain why shortly. But first, a point of caution. It's easy to go overboard and set yourself up for failure. I have only 3 habits that I track meticulously. I have plenty of other habits, of course, but these are the ones I refuse to let slip even a little. I make sure I eat healthy. I make sure I do something for my physical fitness. I make sure I read. And I do these 3 things every single day. It's all well and good to say habits are key, but it's not enough. It's important to talk about implementing good habits. James Clear communicates this all far more eloquently in his book than I can, but let's keep things simple. Make it unreasonably easy to do the thing you want to do and make it feel good. Okay, everyone who's read this book is probably screaming right now, but this is how I like to think about it, okay? I use a habit tracker app. I have it set to send me a notification every morning for each of my 3 habits. When I get up, I see a reminder that immediately orients me toward doing something for my physical fitness and then for eating something healthy to fuel my body. I don't have to think about it. The app on my phone always reminds me. It's right there in my face about it. I know that when I do it, I'll be living the life of the person I want to be. When I go to start on any of these things, it's always easy to start because I keep all the main stuff I need out in the open where it's visible and easy to grab. And when I've put in the work and stuck to my habits, then I get to go into my habit tracker to tick it off and see my streak go up. That motivates me to do it again the next day. I found that setting a low bar has been key for my consistency. If I'm going to commit to doing these 3 things every single day, I cannot reasonably expect that I will always have as much time or energy as I'd like. If I read for 5 minutes, great, done. If I have more time, also great. Most of my reading happens with audiobooks and when I'm out and about. Easy habits are great for consistency, and consistency is great for creating change over time. It might seem strange to some people that I've barely talked about games, but there's a reason for that. In life, as in this video, I put the important things first. I love games, and they are important to me. But this is a different kind of important I'm talking about. This is the kind of important that keeps life on track. We don't have to sacrifice our overall well-being to play games. When I've taken care of my habits and any household chores that demand my attention, my mind is freed up. I can enjoy my games worry-free and get properly immersed. I'd be lying if I said there were never any surprise distractions, but I've found that this gives me the best chance possible. And having done it for years now, I would never want to go back. I've had a lot of moments in my life where I felt like games just get in the way of what I need to do. I would feel drawn to whatever I was playing at the time, and I'd end up in this internal battle where I'd have to decide between doing what I needed to do to live a stable, healthy life and having fun with games. It's no secret that games rely on reward systems in intentional ways to ensure you're having a fun and satisfying experience. And in some cases to keep you playing as long as possible. And hey, no judgment here. If you're having a blast with an infinite game and it's not disrupting your life, kind of hard to find fault with that. Games are not the enemy. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Games are not evil. As the consumers, the players, it falls on us to determine how games fit in our lives. I say enjoy games. They're wonderful. Just go in with eyes wide open and be intentional about it. It's all up to you. It's your choice. Me? I'm going to keep trying to make choices that support my goals, even when that means I don't get to play games quite as long as I would like. Have you ever struggled with making space for games in your life? How did you handle it? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If nothing else, it'll help me feel less alone with this issue. Remember to subscribe for more and to give the video a like to tell the world there's value here. Now go find some fun. Peace. Wow, I can't believe I thought this would be an easy script to write. What on earth was I thinking? Trying to tackle what are effectively some of the biggest questions in life, but in a gaming context? Probably gonna have to redo this whole thing at some point. Oh well. I did my best, dagnabbit. Before I go, here's a little bonus tip. All that Atomic Habits stuff I was talking about, there's a link to the author's website in the video description that covers all the basics. You're welcome.